Box office top 10 this week at 15, Twiggy.
Which I thought was great. It reminded me just how much Twiggy has done in her extraordinary career. I think it's very well made by Sadie Frost, and lovely clips. I mean, clips from The Boyfriend, clips. And the thing that everyone has said, and I know this has been talked about, Woody Allen comes out of it really badly. There's a scene of a sort of comic interview, Woody Allen interviewing Twiggy, and it really, really makes you think, okay, you do not come out of this well at all. But I really like the doc.
Is he kind of patronising?
Yeah, very patronising.
Yeah.
He's asking her about her favourite philosophers. The joke being that she's just this, working class schmo who's a model and doesn't know anything. But she sort of turns it round. She just by being Twiggy, she makes him look honestly stupid.
Number 10 is Conclave, which I think we've probably discussed in full.
Some detail.
Yes. Mufasa, the Lion King, still there. It's 7 in the States and 9 here.
12th week of release. That's 3 months. That's a quarter of the year that film has been in the top 10. That's just astonishing.
Yeah.
Is that what's
beaten
sorry.
by Anora, which is number 8 here and number 8 in the States.
Yes, but the thing with Anora is I presume that it's going back up as a result of the Oscar buzz. So there's this I think that's kind of the post-Oscar reboot stuff, isn't it? That's what's happening there.
One of Them Days is a new entry at number 712 in the US.
I really enjoyed this. I mean, I said when I reviewed it, I don't think it'll have the same success here that it did in America. It's been out in America for a little bit longer, because it is a very, very sort of American-specific comedy. But the chemistry between the two leads is sharp and funny, and I laughed 5 or 6 times, no worries at all. So it absolutely passed the 6 laughs test.
An email from Nels. Thanks, Nels. Dear Kill Bill and Snooze, just came out of my local View cinema after watching One of Them Days. It was mid-afternoon showing on a Monday, and I was there by myself until I was joined by a couple who missed the first 5 minutes of the film. But between the 3 of us, we laughed more than 6 times at the on-screen shenanigans of the stars. I had no doubt that I was going to be entertained, as Keke Palmer is such a force on screen. However, I was most impressed with SZA. She had great chemistry with Keke Palmer and great comedic timing. Not bad for an on-screen debut.
Yeah.
I loved the cameos of the comedians Cat Williams, Janelle James, and Lil Rel Howery to showcase Black American comedy. Really loved it and hope that there is a sequel. I'm still holding out for a Girls Trip sequel.
Yes, and the thing that was said when this came out was it was the first R-rated Black female comedy since Girls Trip, which wasn't something that leapt immediately to mind but it was that was announced when it was given an R rating, because it is it's quite full on, but I enjoyed it. Number
6 is The Monkey. It's number 5 in America.
I had a conversation with somebody about this, and they asked me what I thought. I said I really liked it, and I'm a fan of Osgood Perkins now. And they said, "Yeah, I was disappointed." And I said, "Why?" And they said, "Well, I was halfway through it before I realised it was a comedy." And it's like, really? It was, really? You didn't think it was? So it's that thing, isn't it? Comedy is really strange. Horror comedy is so hard to get right. But
maybe they had a tin ear for comedy. Maybe that's what their problem was.
For comedy. Yeah, but the idea that I would think something was funny because I'm the person with the tin ear for comedy, and this other person went, "Yeah, no, I didn't realise it was meant to be funny."
Dogman is at number 5,
which I enjoyed, as we'll say again. Was sent to see it by the redactor because he said family are very excited about this, and I went to see it and I enjoyed it very much.
Captain America: Brave New World at number 4.
Insert discussion here about how much anyone wants to go and see a film called Captain America at the moment. I mean, it's quite apart from the fact that the film isn't very good and and it's just a bit shonky. It's just not the right moment, is it?
Number 3 here, nowhere in America, Marching Powder. Number 2, also nowhere in America, because I think you made it very clear a while back that it went straight to streaming. Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. I wonder if they regretting the fact that it's just gone straight, because it's been such a big hit here. It seems strange that it didn't get any kind of cinematic release in America.
Yeah, I think you're imagining something called corporate regret, which I don't think exists. I mean, who knows how it would have done at the American box office? But the fact that it's done so well here suggests that it would at least have had some theatrical life there. And I think it is a shame. I've met a lot of people who've been to see it and have basically concurred. Yeah, it's all over the place, but I wept like a baby and laughed. So,
Corporate regret. When you said that, the only thing that immediately came to mind was, do you remember when Coca-Cola changed their flavor? And everyone went, yes, but it's not as good. And they went, oh, yeah, okay, fine, we'll go back to the original.
But and then they started marketing the original Coca-Cola, which then I think just went back to being Coca-Cola again because the new flavor was it was horrible, wasn't it? It was really genuinely not right.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was a bit of corporate regret. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, and number one in the US and number one in the UK is Mickey 17. Couple of emails here.
Yes.
Jack Ward says, I have mixed feelings about Mickey 17. I thought the Creepers creature design was lovely, and there were committed performances throughout. The standout for me was Toni Collette's wickedly sinister. Is it Ylfa?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, no, it's
Ylfa?
Ylfa.
The downside for me was the lack of nuance and subtlety in the message. It all felt a little too obvious, and this made it almost feel safe, with a question mark. Mark Ruffalo's Trump-style leader feels more like a routine and, in fairness, often funny Saturday Night Live parody sketch, rather than a thought-provoking and unsettling satire. It didn't quite work for me, even though I admired many aspects of it, and I think it was definitely worth seeing. I felt almost exactly the same way about Snowpiercer, but I do agree with Mark and the rest of the world. Parasite is one of the best films of the century. I mean, yes, but it's not Gone with the Wind. That's what I think. Adam L. says, Dear Mickey 17 and Mickey 18, it may be because I'm a big Bong Joon-ho fan and because I've recently finished reading Edward Ashton's Mickey 7. Is that a misprint? Anyway, and Antimatter Blues. But I was absolutely on the same wavelength as Mickey 17. I thought it was terrific. Oddball sci-fi fused with dark comedy, fantastic performances all round, gorgeous visuals, and exploration of pertinent themes. The last point is particularly important. If you look beyond the quirky narrative, this is clearly a film about ideas and important topics. Leaders who are power hungry but lack any qualities necessary to lead, including a brain or heart, rich and powerful people being cannibalistic, bad policy planning founded on faux religious values, human flesh being a commodity in the capitalist machine, worker fatalities being shrugged off by big bosses who benefit from them. All of these topics and more explored through the brilliant mind of Bong Joon-ho. Was it a perfect film? Not at all. Was it everyone's cup of tea? I imagine not. However, Mickey 17 has inspired some very important conversations, so I'd say it's mission accomplished. Kind regards, Adam L. Well, it's number one here and in America, so maybe you're right.
Yes, and also, I mean, personally, I agree with all those points that you're making about the subjects that it raises and the way in which it raises them. I said last week, I don't know if it's going to find an audience because I liked it, but I thought, I like Bong's earlier works. I like, Host and things like that, and I was not sure that a mainstream audience would take it to their heart. The fact that it has done as well as it has is really, really encouraging, particularly since, I liked it and I reviewed it positively, but it's had some pretty soft reviews. It's had a lot of kind of, sort of not crazy about it. So hooray. I think that says a lot about Robert Pattinson because obviously he's the star power behind this. But good for Bong for making a film that's that out there, and I'm really glad it's become a number one. I mean, I don't know whether it'll stay in that slot next week, but I'm really, really glad that it's done it, that it has become a number one hit. Good, hooray!
Remember when Robert Pattinson was on the show a while back now, and reading someone else, can't remember. Anyway, someone's analysis of him was that every film choice he's made, since making his Twilight appearances, has been designed to make him less famous. And there's still some truth in that, in as much as this is he hasn't turned up in Gladiator 2, but he has turned up in Mickey 17.
But he's done great work working with interesting directors. Bong Joon-ho, yes. Obviously, he worked with David Cronenberg on Cosmopolis. As indeed as Kristen Stewart, both of the Twilight stars have gone out of their way to work with interesting directors who are interested in the cinema of ideas, and good for them. I mean, hooray! Hats off to them. Was it The Lighthouse that you interviewed him for, or did you do Willem Dafoe for The Lighthouse?
I did Willem Dafoe for that one. Yes,
Sorry.
Yes.
You love that film. You love that film.
I enjoyed talking to Willem Dafoe. That's the way to look at it.